All right, we're sitting here in the Law Abiding Biker store, fresh off of watching the Harley-Davidson video on their YouTube channel with the 26-year model release. It was titled Inside the 2026 Harley-Davidson Lineup, Chapter 1 Reveal. Of course, that means there's another chapter coming, which we found out will be January 14th, 2026. Now, in this video, we're not going to give you a lot of fluff because there wasn't a ton of information or a ton of changes or anything like that. It is definitely a cyclic year. So we're not going to clickbait you. We're going to wrap it up in a nice little package with a bow and tell you what you need to know if you're interested in a 26 model. Also, going into this event, there was a lot of rumors online. Of course, all the rumor channels and the rumor sites. This bike's coming. We didn't see any indication of that. Again, there is the January event coming up. But anyways, we're going to weigh in on that and some of the things that we found online. And we're going to get predictions on what we think is coming in January. So let's dive in. So Lurch,
yeah.
what do you, putting him on the spot here, what do you think, just your overall impression of the event?
I thought the video was well done. Seeing the behind stuff about how everything gets made is neat, but it's not really what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some new bikes. But there is a tease, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. There's going to be more stuff released. They basically did a soft release of the stuff that is not going to change. The Road Glide, the Street Glide, Softails, and some of the sport models. They're just getting different colorways. The stuff that's going to change, we're going to learn about in part 2, which will be January. And just doing a little snooping around here on the website, we've found some things that give us some indications of what's definitely going to be coming in January.
We can't have new bikes every year, guys. Indian's in the same position, all right? You know, we saw big changes with 24 models, right? A lot of the touring models with the fairing redesign, you know, complete overhaul, the infotainment control unit, right? That can't come every year.
No, from a design and production standpoint, it takes several years to create a new bike. So these bikes that we saw in 24, they've been working on them probably for 4 years, if not longer. So, you know, the next really big change isn't going to be for a few more years. So that's with all vehicles, cars, trucks. If you look at it, about every 5 years or so, there's a pretty significant change. It's just not doable to do every year. You can't have a brand new bike. It ain't going to happen.
Yep. And so we're going to get incremental changes. So get used to that for the next multiple years. These are all the bikes that we're looking at here in this video that I already went down last year to Austin, Texas. And I test rode and reviewed them. And I will link to that video in the description below if you really want to learn about these bikes, because the 26s are just the same as the 25. So yeah, link in the description. We'll go watch that video if you're interested in these bikes or interested in purchasing them. And so I can see Harley-Davidson really keyed in on branding here, which they've been doing the last few years. You know, the family,
right.
You know, behind the scenes, the people that have worked there a long time. It's more than just the motorcycle. You know, there is a culture there, and I could tell by this video that's really what they're trying to relay this year.
Yeah, American bikes made by Americans in America. You know, they really want to hit home that's an American V-twin, and it's made for bikers by bikers.
Hang on a sec. Lurch needs to take my computer because it's screen recording, and he's getting around the site while I do some talking here. So what I want to say while he's searching around there is we're going to show you some things, but also, you know, as the video released, the website kind of went live. And so we want to give you a breakdown. I've got some rough notes here I went through on which bikes right now, the 26 models, are live on the site that you can actually look at. Here's your Street Glide 26, of course, in the Grand American Touring line, and also live is your Road Glide. We're not going to bore you in this video and go through every bike and every color option that you have. We're going to keep it at a bit of a higher level here.
Yeah, and staying in the Grand Touring, you'll see that the Street Glide and the Road Glide's already out on the website. They've got the colors there, so we know that that's not going to be a whole lot of change. But here's something that's interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Because when we were watching the preview for the second episode, you know,
right,
season 2 or episode 2, whatever you want to call it, chapter 2, they showed 3 bikes at the end underneath covers: a Road Glide Limited, a CVO Street Glide, a CVO Street Glide Limited, a CVO Street Glide ST,
I'm already confused.
Yeah. And a CVO Road Glide ST coming
Interesting. Scroll back to the limiteds. That's interesting because on the video at the very end, Lurch heard it and I heard it too, is coming in January are the limiteds. I don't get this. I'm telling you, I'm highly confused. Here's why. They got rid of the limiteds. In 24 was the last year of the limiteds, and in 25 they completely cut them. And instead of the limiteds, they did a Street Glide Ultra, which was a limited basically, more or less.
Yeah.
Would that make sense that they would bring back the limited after just cutting it? And what happened to the Street Glide Ultra? Is it now going to be the Street Glide Limited?
It could be the Ultra Limited.
Oh, Jesus.
But
They were just getting good with their naming,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. They cleaned it up, but now I think there must have been a lot of demand to bring it back, and maybe there's some retooling that was needed to get the whole line moved over to the new fairing. So these new, you could tell by the draping, the tent or whatever's over these bikes. There's no doubt that the new bikes, this new Street Glide Limited, Road Glide Limited, will have the new fairing design.
And then we got the CVO Street Glide.
There's an assortment of Street Glides and Road Glides that are STs and are CVOs. There's going to be a mix of STs, CVOs, and Limiteds coming out.
So interestingly, we're looking at the Road King Special. Now, this does not have an available 26 model yet. And the bikes that there's information about coming on January 14th, whenever you go to a bike on the website like that, at the top, they'll actually be, hey, get on the email if you want to know more about this bike coming on January 14th. There's been talk that the Road King might get axed. And so we're going to Grand American Touring, and Lurch is going to go to the Street Glide Ultra. Interesting. Like I said, I wasn't sure because they've got the limiteds now. Was that a one-year wonder? The Street Glide Ultra, and now they're just going to have the Street Glide Limited. It may be so because they're only showing a 2025 model at this point. So like we say, coming January 14th, of course, the CVOs, the Street Glide, Road Glide ST, and interestingly, you go to their site on those bikes. It does at least indicate, obviously, that the 26 model is coming, and you'll see don't miss it, and go ahead and click on that. And it takes you to this, and if you scroll down, obviously you can sign up. They can collect all your information, and I'm sure they'll notify you with links so you can watch the event and things like that. All right, so let's talk cruisers real quick. No changes, guys. Like we said, none of the bikes got any significant changes here. All the 26 are out. As Lurch kind of scrolls through them here, you've got the Street Bob, the Lowrider S, the Lowrider ST, the Breakout Fat Boy, and Heritage Classic. Of course, you've got a bunch of different paint schemes here for 2026, so go check those out. All right, so let's dive into trikes real quick. None of the 26 trikes are live on the website. Instead, you get the little tees. Of course, they've got covers over them. And Lurch, you've got the Road Glide 3, the Street Glide 3 Limited, and the CVO Street Glide 3 Limited. What are you thinking? That's looking like the new fairings under those covers to me.
Without a doubt, if you look at the edges on them, it definitely is cut like the new fairing. So finally, the trikes are getting the new fairing design.
So let's jump into the adventure touring. The Pan America 1250 Special and the 1250 ST, both out on the site. 26 models, new paint schemes. Go check that out. The one in question coming out on the 14th is in a cover here on the website. It's the Pan America 1250 Limited. All right, let's talk about the 3 sport models, which are all live on the site. 26 models out. You've got the Nightster Special, and the Sportster S. And of course, you've got your new paint schemes. So yeah, go check those guys out. No big changes there. All right, and so leading up to the event, there was a ton of rumors as usual. Everybody wants clicks. We didn't do any of the rumors, but a lot of sites and channels did. And one of the rumors was this Harley-Davidson Sprint, they call it. And this is kind of some of the renders and what people thought it would be.
There's been discussion for quite a while now that Harley was coming out with a $6,000 bike. And we know that not just Harley, but Indian and all motorcycle companies need to get younger riders into the sport if they want to continue to sell them motorcycles as they age, because we're getting older. And
don't remind me.
Try not to. So there was a discussion about it. We didn't see anything on this release.
You know, a lot of young guys go out and they buy sports bikes and things like that, or, you know, a Boulevard or something like that because it's affordable and they can get into it. Both Harley Davidson and Indian really need to strive to make a bike in that $6,000 price range, and something that's fairly cool, maybe nostalgic, still has a little bit of the Harley Davidson vibe, but it gets them in the brand. And, you know, that's what Harley Davidson or Indian wants, is them to be brand loyal. And once they start and they like the product, you know, or they like a bike, a $6,000 bike, that just means as they establish themselves in life, and usually people make more money as they go throughout their life, they'll be able to bump up to the bigger, more expensive Harley Davidson. So I think it's crucial, and I think we'd all be foolish to think Harley Davidson hasn't been working on that. Now, will this come out in January? That I don't know. It's interesting because usually Harley would tease it more, and they didn't tease this at all. There was no like shadowy pictures and the mysterious, you know, so you can at least see a signal or something like this. But
yeah, they were pretty clear about the ones that they're hinting at. You know,
right.
They've got them in the background. They're shadowed. They're covered with cloths. They even mentioned some of them. There's been no mention of the smaller bike. So
I think they're working on it.
Sure.
And I think it's a badass looking bike. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I actually really like this. I think that it's probably in development. This may be later, you know how they do mid-year releases? Maybe it's not quite ready because they have teased it zero, like I say, with any of those shots or something. I think it'd be exciting if it came out with January, but my gut tells me it's not ready for prime time. What do you say on this? Just make a prediction, yay or nay in January?
I say nay.
Okay, so we're both a nay. Hopefully we can be wrong, and we'll talk about it on the next video, because we'll be doing one, of course, on the January 14th event. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified when we come out with that video and a ton of other videos. The other rumors, of course, were the Bronx Street Fighter.
Yeah,
that has been a
gone.
6-year rumor. I think if this isn't the bike, your Sprint, I think that either that or both of them would be great. But I really believe, like I say, a lot of the youngers are getting into those sport bikes. Well, the Bronx Street Fighter, if you take it at value on what we think it looks like and what it's been over the years, that would be another. If you could get that price point down to $6,000, $7,000, guys that are buying sports bike who want to get into a Harley may look at that. I think it's a fabulous looking bike if they were to produce it in that form. But is that coming? I doubt that's coming on January 14th either. What say you?
Oh, I don't think so, no.
We've been correct for 6 years now.
Yeah,
So
I think that one's gone.
that's the only thing we've been consistently correct about. So
There's other bikes in the fleet that kind of scratch that itch a little bit, you know, the Nightster and the Sportster S and the STs and all that. I think this is the move to go with that entry-level $6,000 to $8,000 bike. That is cool, that attracts a younger generation, but still has some nostalgia. This rendering we're looking at, you look at the tank, it kind of looks like a peanut tank a little bit, but it's redesigned. Something like this is the direction that they should go, and I think it's probably the direction they are going. So no Brock Street Fighter, and unfortunately I don't think I'm going to get my midweight Pan America.
all right, that is enough stuff, guys. Hopefully that got you up to date. And at any rate, when you're done watching this video, just get out there and ride.
I was a boy with a plan that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. I was a boy with a plan that turned me into a man.